Southern Europe is ablaze, quite literally. Imagine entire landscapes turning into infernos, homes evacuated, and lives tragically lost. The relentless heat wave gripping Spain and Portugal has unleashed devastating wildfires, pushing communities to their breaking point. 1/4 of Spain's weather stations recently clocked temperatures soaring past 40 degrees Celsius, or 104 Fahrenheit. A stark reminder of the climate crisis unfolding before our eyes. Spain's weather agency, AMIT, reported a scorching 45.8 Celsius, 114.4 Fahrenheit in Cadiz on a recent Sunday. To put that in perspective, that's hotter than Death Valley on some days. And it wasn't an isolated incident. 1 in 8 weather stations across the country registered peaks of at least 42 degrees Celsius, 108 Fahrenheit. The agency issued urgent warnings about the very high or extreme fire danger, blanketing most of the nation. While the worst of the heat wave may be easing, dangerously high temperatures persist, especially in the east and south. But here's where it gets controversial. While everyone agrees the heat is intense, the causes and solutions are sparking heated debates. The scale of destruction is staggering. Preliminary data from Copernicus reveals that wildfires have already consumed 348,000 hectares in Spain this year. That's more land than was burned during the previous record-setting year of 2022. Tragically, a firefighter lost their life when a truck overturned on a steep forest road, marking the 4th fire-related death in Spain. In neighboring Portugal, where 216,000 hectares have been ravaged by flames, another firefighter perished, bringing the country's death toll to 2. Civil protection authorities in Spain have reported the evacuation of over 31,000 people from their homes in the past week alone. The sheer number of displaced individuals underscores the immense human cost of these wildfires. In response to the escalating crisis, the Spanish government deployed an additional 500 soldiers to join the existing 1,400 troops battling the blazes. Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez announced a proposed state pact aimed at tackling the climate emergency. He emphasized the need for a unified strategy grounded in scientific evidence that transcends partisan politics. We need a strategy that anticipates a better, more secure, and more equitable response for our fellow citizens in the face of the worsening and accelerating effects of the climate emergency in our country, Sánchez stated. And this is the part most people miss, the political fallout. Sanchez's call for a state pact was met with skepticism from the opposition Conservative People's Party, PP. They criticized the Prime Minister's response, calling for more troop deployments and accusing him of being absent during the crisis. State pacts don't put out the flames, nor do they restore what's been lost, argued Esther Muñoz, a PP spokesperson. People were expecting a lot more than a smokescreen designed to save his reputation after he'd gone missing for a week. This highlights the deep divisions and political challenges in addressing the climate crisis effectively. Experts point to extreme heat, intensified by carbon pollution, as a major driver of these devastating wildfires. This month's events are just the latest in a series of disasters exacerbated by climate breakdown, occurring amidst a broader trend of rolling back green policies across the continent. Data indicates that wildfires have burned at least 530,000 hectares this year, more than double the average over the past 2 decades. This has overwhelmed governments from Spain to Bulgaria, forcing them to seek firefighting assistance from the EU. Portugal, for example, activated the EU's civil protection mechanism, requesting Canadair waterbombing planes. The prolonged heat wave has shattered temperature records across Europe. While temperatures are expected to decline in Spain after Monday, and have already subsided in some countries, the wildfire risk remains high in many regions. Météo France, the French National Weather Agency, noted that significant drought conditions in the Mediterranean and southwestern regions have made vegetation highly susceptible to fire. They also mentioned that smoke from the Spanish and Portuguese wildfires, along with Saharan sand plumes, have limited the rise in daytime temperatures. Portugal, under a state of alert since the beginning of the month, has suffered multiple injuries and 2 fatalities due to large rural fires. The Minister for Internal Affairs, Maria Lucia Amaral, extended the wildfire alert but faced criticism for avoiding questions from journalists. Andre Ventura, leader of the far-right Chega party, called for her resignation, stating, "We are reaching the limit of what is acceptable." Spain's defense minister, Margarita Robles, acknowledged the unprecedented challenges posed by the fires, stating that they are unlikely to be brought under control until the heat wave subsides. "We're seeing fires with different characteristics because of climate change," Robles said. She emphasized that the Military Emergencies Unit, UME, established to respond to disasters, has never encountered such extreme conditions. "We're seeing a fire situation that's never been seen before. The UME hasn't seen anything like this since it was established 20 years ago. This raises some crucial questions. How can we bridge the political divide to implement effective climate action? What innovative strategies can be developed to prevent and combat increasingly intense wildfires? And perhaps most importantly, what individual actions can we take to mitigate the effects of climate change and protect vulnerable communities? Share your thoughts and solutions in the comments below. Do you think the proposed state pact is a viable solution, or is it merely a smokescreen as the opposition claims? Let's discuss.